Hello, Cancer. Welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name is Paul. If Cancer is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your tarot card reading. Remember to hit the like button, leave a comment. Consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. If there is anything you would like me to pray over, or meditate upon, or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Now, this is a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger, and I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I provide. And remember, Cancer, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. 9 of Pentacles. This is a card of gain, okay? And this is what's on your mind right now. This is our first card, so it kind of represents you and your subjective experience. I think that you're looking at your life and you're thinking about how everything is interconnected, how I make some progress in my spiritual life, and that translates to more progress at work or in my physical life or in my finances, and we're kind of understanding how everything above in the spiritual realm and everything below in the so-called human realm connects in the middle. This card is about progress and gain and abundance. This is cards about things working out on every plane of being, in every dimension of your life: physical, financial, mental, emotional in the middle, and spiritual, creative at the top. Okay? 3, 3, and 3 to give us the 9. Yeah. And that is kind of to say that, my physical health and my financial well-being in the world and my human life, progress there is going to help me in my spiritual practice, is going to help me in my creative work. Okay? And vice versa. And everything, of course, meets in the middle on the intellectual and emotional dimension of our lives. Yeah. And so I think you're really understanding how everything in your life is interconnected. I think that you're somebody who is making progress in every dimension. You're trying to do your physical and financial work, your mental, emotional health work, and your spiritual and creative work, right? And I think you're seeing how it's all really one thing. But we need a unifying force. See, the 9 is, I'm doing all these things and everything's progressing, but what's tying it all together? What is the highest sort of meaning? What's the highest significance for you? Okay, maybe this has to do, like, what's going to be the capstone that's going to make this 9 of Pentacles a perfect 10? Okay, it's maybe wondering if we are making all of this progress, but where's perhaps the interpersonal connections? You have your pets and your plants, but where are your people? Yeah. And so maybe you're looking at this energy, you're looking at your life and wondering, okay, it's pretty good. Things are going in a great way, but what is missing? If I had to identify something else that I need to kind of put all this together, what would it be? Well, let's put this card into a little bit of context, yeah? Let's see what else is going on here. We're going to use our Dove and Serpent spread. We have a 7 of Swords, okay? We have a Queen of Cups. We have a Prince of Swords, interesting. 5 of Cups, okay. I do feel like there's a relationship here that's kind of been on your mind, yeah? It may be somebody that has betrayed our trust or somebody that we had a falling out with, because there's some kind of, it's like we want to be with this person, whether it's a friend, a family member, a coworker. We kind of want a reconciliation, but at the same time, we don't trust them. There we have the unity. See, now we have the Ace to go with our 9 to make that a 10, yeah? So I think it has something to do with your interpersonal relationships, and it may be that these 2 air cards are indicative of the larger energy for you of, not really trusting other people or not having the close, intimate relationships that you want, just generally. I think maybe there's an Aquarius person somewhere in your life that you are, that if you had to pick a person, it'd be that person. Here's the 10 of Swords. And the Queen of Swords, a lot of Swords cards. We have a Princess of Cups, and we have the Leo energy, the lust or strength card, a card of passion, a card of courage and bravery. So this might be you identifying that thing that is missing. If we had to pick a thing that's missing, I think the Ace of Cups is really it. It's something more on the, maybe the emotional plane, but it's something that really we feel like, you know, my life is pretty good, but if I just had that, then it would be like picture perfect. So it's kind of like saying, without this, what I have is a 10 of Swords. It's incomplete. The whole rest of that, the whole rest of the energy can kind of fall apart if I don't have this sort of capstone. Yeah, this is going to be the icing on the cake for you. And I think this is going to be amazing. This is going to be pure happiness. This is pure heart chakra opening up and embracing, you know, life, embracing the world. It could be that we really are making a lot of progress. The things you're doing in life are working. But it may be that we need those intimate connections. Now, it's up to you to determine what the Ace of Cups is for you. And it could be this sense of connection with the divine. It could be part of your spiritual, creative life. It could be the mentally, but it's, you know, it's something that's going to meet in the middle, right? It's going to meet in that, the heart-mind area. This could be a relationship. This could be the idea of, you know, everything is good in my life, but I just want like close friends, or I want a feeling of family, or I want maybe a deeper sense of purpose here, a deeper sense of like, you know, a love and compassion and empathy for the future, that maybe I want to do something that's going to stick around even after I'm gone, something like that. Okay. But I feel like this has to do with an interpersonal relationship. For one, we have four court cards in the spread, and that usually to me indicates that there's kind of a group of people around. Maybe it's that we're doing such great work, but we don't feel connected with our coworkers. You know, we get to work, we just kind of feel like everybody's just very professional, and nobody really knows me, and no one's getting close with me, you know. We're going to select the mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. This is a random card from the Smith-Waite Tarot. This is the factor infinite and unknown. We're going to set it down right over here. And I don't want to use Tiny Bob Ross today. I want to use Jimbo, the Lizard King, a.k.a. Mr. Lizard, right there on top. Now, we're not going to look at that card until the very end, but it will tie everything together. It will give us the confirmation that we need at the end of the reading. If at any moment during this message you feel like you might know what that card could be, put your prediction in the comments down below. Now, as we look around the room, we only see the one major arcana energy, and this is really telling you that, hey, the culmination of all this energy, all the thoughtfulness, all the air energy, the kind of questioning, all the, you know, acknowledging of our feelings and the identifying of what is missing in our life, that's going to complete the picture. It's like this is the piece of there's one piece of the puzzle that's not there. And so it feels incomplete, you see. The culmination of all of this energy is going to be you taking action and having the courage to, you know, to form those intimate bonds with people, to go and seek and take what you need from the universe, right? The Spirit's giving you this this realm, this kind of access to the infinite, to the divine realm, where you can just kind of reach up into the sky and pick out the star, pick out the thing that you need. Of course, that requires work. It requires, truly the art and science of manifestation, which isn't just sitting here and wishing that I had that missing piece, but to figure out what the missing piece is, and then to ignite our fire and say, I'm going to go out and get that. The first step of manifestation is believing that you can do it, right? And this is the card of I feel capable. I feel strong. I feel like I can reach up into the sky and pluck out a star and put it in my pocket. I think we need to believe that we can, so that we take those confident actions. If we're not confident, if we are perhaps insecure, or we don't believe that people are going to like us, or I don't think I'd really do a good job, or I don't have anything good to say, I don't know what to talk about, I don't know how to start a conversation, right? We're going to end up not doing it. So this card is about insecurity. This card is not. See, this card is like, I feel secure in myself, and if I can identify something that I want that's going to add richness and depth to my life, and it's going to be kind of the icing on the cake, I'm going to go find it. I'm going to create it. This card is the confidence that you need to be a magic maker. Yeah. And that's the culmination of all of this. Okay. Now, Spirit's telling me something about some old family recipes or something like this, that you have a collection of recipes. Maybe we need to break those out, and we need to make some food, and maybe we need to invite people over, or maybe we need to make some food and bring it into work and share it with people and say, hey, as this kind of as a gesture to start the process of getting close with people. Okay, maybe this is something other than the intimacy or the feeling of family with coworkers or something, right? Maybe this is something more romantic for you. Maybe this is something more like everything's working in my life, but what I really need that's going to kind of make everything complete is I need that passion hobby. I need that thing that I do that like doesn't really, it doesn't. It's not really about earning money. It's not about my physical health. It's not about it's not spiritual work directly necessarily. It's not like a spiritual practice, but it's something that I enjoy doing that just feels good, that is going to permeate the spiritual life and the human work life, health, finances, that stuff. Yeah. And so maybe this is like, I need to find like my instrument. Like, do I want to play the drums or play the flute? Or is this, maybe I start painting, right, or something like this. And those are simple examples, but you get the idea. I feel like it's more about people, but it doesn't necessarily have to be. It could be that you want to do something like painting or music or something because that'll put you in touch with more people. I think ultimately it does come down to the relationships that you have, okay? Now, let's continue looking around the room. We have the one major. We don't have any fire. We've got water, 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 air. Oh, another water. Water, 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 water. Air, 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 and air. So it's about the heart and the mind. Okay? We have equal numbers, right? Let's double check. Maybe my math is off. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. And then we've got two of our... we got one earth and one major, okay? So this is our earth. This is our fire. This is our intention. This is the beginning of the manifestation. This is the result of the manifestation, right? Fire and earth. You have that spiritual electrical circuit of creation. We have to feel capable. We have to set the intention. We have to feel confident that we can go out and do the work that's going to build the world that we want, the life that we want. The problem is, of course, that the fire, to get to earth, has to go through the water and the air, okay? The human heart and mind. And that's usually the obstacle to our manifestation, isn't it? When we're trying to manifest something, the fact that it has to be channeled or filtered through my human personality, well, that's where the interruptions are. That's where the blockages are. That's where the sore spots, weak spots, buttons, and triggers seem to be in our heart mind, okay? And I feel like that's what we're kind of doing right now. The first obstacle to this manifestation is the Seven of Swords. Seven of Swords is a card. In this case, the blockage seems to be the insecurity, the mistrust of people perhaps, the doubt about our own capabilities, okay? In this card, I kind of feel like your intention, it's like, we see the Ace of Swords in the middle, surrounded by all those other small daggers. So this is almost as if you're just about to go talk to somebody. You're working up the nerve. You're like, all right, I'm gonna go talk to this. I'm gonna say something. I'm gonna just say hi. I'm gonna introduce myself, whatever, right? Whether it's a coworker, a stranger, or someone that you're romantically interested in, I'm gonna do it. And then we start to take a couple steps over that way, and then we start having all these really doubtful thoughts. It's like as soon as we're about to leave our chambers, there's all these guards outside with these little spears saying, get back in there. That's what this card reminds me of. That we're working up the nerve, we take a couple steps, and then suddenly we meet with this resistance. Yeah. And then we end up thinking, no, maybe tomorrow I'll say something, That we have these good ideas, but we don't always act on them. I think that sometimes this card is the way that we will find things to be busy with in order to avoid the really difficult work. I think this card is also kind of mistrusting things, mistrusting ourselves, mistrusting other people. I do think there's an Aquarius person in your life that maybe has betrayed you at some point in your past. I'm not trying to throw Aquarius under the bus. I love Aquarius. I think maybe it's at least an air sign person. It feels like it's a male energy about your age that, broke your trust. And I think that kind of now has led us to not trusting other people, of course, but then also not trusting our own judgment, right? Not trusting ourselves that I can get close with people, I can get intimate with people, and I can trust myself that I'm a good judge of character, right? Because I think you invested a lot in this previous person, and it didn't really pan out well. You kind of feel like, I'm never doing that again. I'm never going to trust my heart again. I'm never going to get that close with anybody. I don't know that we say this consciously, by the way. It's usually under the surface, kind of happens, But this is that kind of card of self-doubt. This is that card of doubting other people, questioning other people, being suspicious of other people's intentions. Now I'm hearing a phrase, a cup of tea solves everything, right? A cup of tea solves everything. Who said that to you? I feel like that is something that, kind of is, it goes through your head sometimes, yeah. When we look under the surface, we have we're going to start to get into this past area because the Queen of Cups underneath the surface here. And I feel like it's a grandmother energy because she had these antique tea cups or something, and she used to say, "Oh, a cup of tea solves everything," or something like that, right? Because I see these like antique teacups that seem like they're kind of like grandma style or something. Yeah. Anyway, the Queen of Cups underneath the surface. This is looking at the past. The queens are dealing with an ending. Yeah. And the Queen of Cups doesn't deal with an ending very quickly. This is a card that takes its time to feel the feelings of the ending. All right, I always use this analogy that the queens of the tarot are a group of ladies leaving a movie theater or a concert or music in the park or a restaurant. Even it doesn't matter what they're leaving something together, right? And the Queen of Wands, for instance, as soon as they step out of the movie theater, they've forgotten about the movie. Out of sight, out of mind. What are we doing now? What's for lunch? Right? But the Queen of Cups leaves the movie theater and just says, wow, that movie really moved me. How do I feel about that movie? Gosh, it really changed me. It really made me feel things. And I want to sit here with those feelings. And so this is somebody that for days afterward is still kind of feeling the movie and thinking about the movie and thinking, wow, that really was a deep movie. It really moved me. Maybe probably saw the Minecraft movie or something. That is very, they're very emotionally kind of stimulated by that, by the experience. It affected them in some way, whether it scared them or it made them think. Maybe it was a very psychological movie or a very deep, complex plot or something. Or it was just very upbeat, very happy and very loving and just really had this joy, right? Whatever the feelings are, wants to feel them, wants to linger. It's kind of like when I would leave like a Tool concert or something, right? For days afterward, I'd be like, gosh, that concert was something, like I'd be kind of reeling from it for a few days. Whereas my friends would be like, all right, that was cool, what's next? They'd be more, Queen of Wands type of energy, right? And it's not gender specific, so I feel like for you, since this card is under the surface for you, you might not be aware of how much this past relationship has affected you. Whether this is a friend, a family member, or a lover, or this is whatever, this is a coworker, but somebody has sort of disappointed us or betrayed us or violated our trust, and we're still feeling those feelings, and we haven't yet let go of this. We have a Queen over here too. I think the Queen over here is us understanding and being able to recognize what the Queen of Cups is doing. These are all parts of you. But I do think the court cards generally, because there's so many, as a group, tells me that this is about other people. But individually, the court cards, I'll do a separate video about court cards, maybe on Tarot Logic or something. But individually, they represent aspects of you. Okay, so this is that aspect, that hidden aspect of you that's still emotionally, connected to that past event. Because we haven't quite, this is like a Band-Aid that's slowly being peeled off. And we feel every pinch of our skin and every pull of our little hairs. Okay? And it's something that we haven't quite processed and really let go of. So we're not ready for the next movie. We're not ready for it to go have lunch or whatever is next. But even, you move on, you have lunch after the movie. And during the whole lunch, you're just kind of like, you're off in your own world thinking. And your friends are like, hey, how's the salad? And you're just like, oh yeah. Oh, it's good. Yeah, it's okay. Because you're still feeling those feelings, right? And it's because of this. This is a fixed air energy. This is somebody or something that you believed in. You fixed your mind on it. You sort of, you got attached to it, I think, like mentally and emotionally. But you believed in it. You trusted it, right? This is an Aquarius energy. It's a Prince of Swords. It's a fixed air energy. And so this is like, you fully gave your trust to this. Yeah, fully gave your trust to this. And you're still wearing a ring on your wedding ring finger. I don't know that you're married, but you still wear a ring on that finger, yeah. And I don't know if that has anything to do with this person or not. The energy here may be a male energy about your age. They may be an air sign. If we're going to get specific, they may be an Aquarius energy. Okay. And I'm getting it. I see it. An H as a name, as a first or last initial or something to do with this person is the end. There's going to be an H there. Okay. Or a H. They disappointed you. They betrayed you. It was something where you fully believed in what they were telling you, and it turns out it was not true in some form or fashion. Okay? And of course, the disappointment. The Five of Cups is up there. And I think that the Five of Cups now, this is literally the card of disappointment. This is something you're consciously aware of, but I don't know that we're necessarily connecting it with that person. I think we're kind of saying like, look, yeah, I want the better things in life. I want to find my capstone or my cap cup or whatever it is to add to that Nine of Pentacles, right? To make everything kind of click into place and for that missing piece. I want to find the missing piece here. But I feel like I'm disappointed in everything. And maybe I've tried to find the missing piece and it hasn't panned out, right? So I think that you're sort of expecting the disappointment, or you're not really trusting that it's out there for you. And I think that we're not always realizing that this could be connected to that past person. That maybe they'd kind of spoiled it for you a little bit. But maybe once you recognize that, then you'll be able to look forward and say, yeah, you know what? The potential thing, the capstone is out there. The missing piece is out there. Because this Five of Cups is basically saying something should be here, but it's not. Right? Something should be here, but it's not, and therefore we have disappointment. Okay? So you may be feeling that life is incomplete in some way. And maybe you're not quite sure what that is exactly, or what would remedy this. But you're also, in a way, not really aware of how this past situation has sort of left a sour taste in your mouth, and kind of given you a little bit less enthusiasm to go out and find that missing piece again, or to put your trust or your faith into something new because of, well, how it was, you were disappointed by this past thing. Yeah. Now, you keep, Spirit saying that you have your old diaries. You keep your old diaries from years ago, like from when you were a teenager even. Maybe it would help you to revisit the diaries around the time that this was going on and to remember, like, yeah, how that felt, and to be able to kind of close the book, like, maybe symbolically close the book, or, or literally close that book on that, event and move on from that a little bit if you can, yeah. But moving forward into the future position, you've got your Ace of Cups. So this is going to be something amazing. And this is going to be pure happiness. This is your heart is going to be fully active and opened and ready for this thing. This is like I'm ready to receive all the beautiful blessings. Yeah. This is, of course, your insecurity and your disbelief and your mistrust of it. But your heart is going to be so open. Your heart is going to want this more than anything. And perhaps just the mere awareness that, okay, yeah, you know what, I am still kind of upset about this. I am still disappointed by this. Acknowledging that might allow you to move forward and let your heart really sing. Let your heart feel really, really open to accept this pure love and this happiness that's coming in, which is then going to be the fuel for your lust card or strength card, your courage and your confidence, to go out and take this heart and apply it to everybody in your life. Right? So that's kind of like when we are able to open our heart again, then it's like, maybe you're gonna cook that dish of food, and you're gonna bake those cookies, right, and bring it to work and say, here, everybody. It's kind of like you're gonna be moving forward with such a lighter spirit. You're moving into an energy of this open-heartedness where it's just like, my heart's pure again. Because you're freeing yourself either literally, symbolically, or intellectually, mentally, going through the process of freeing yourself from that past event. It's going to allow your heart to be open. Okay? And maybe this is like, maybe I'm seeing the journals because Spirit's saying, write down what happened, write down how you felt, write and write and write and write, and then take all of that paper and either dissolve it in water, burn it in a very safe and responsible place, the fireplace or the barbecue or something, and have a fire extinguisher nearby and all that good safety stuff. To symbolically free yourself. Okay? Because then your heart will be open and ready, because you're moving into a period now where you're starting to identify what it is that you really want, what that missing piece is, and we're having the confidence to go get it. Okay? Now, we're going to talk about the path of the serpent. And as we do this, I would like to ask for your subscription. If you haven't subscribed, please do. Your general energy is the Ten of Swords. I think as we're experiencing, as you are experiencing this Nine of Pentacles, it's feeling like there's no water energy. It's feeling like something is lacking. I always call this the dry hole, the desiccated landscape, the feeling that nothing means anything. If you don't have this to click and bring everything together here, the missing piece. If you don't have this, then your life, your general energy maybe, feels like a desiccated landscape. And if you look at this card, nothing has a point. All those swords literally have no points. The tips are broken off of all of these swords. It's literally the card that says everything's pointless. So maybe your general energy, you've been feeling that way, like, I don't know why, but life feels a little bit like it's lacking. Okay? And it may feel without this, and this is the missing piece. If you had this, this would restore this would prevent this from really being true. Okay? This is not an objective card right now. This is, and sometimes the persona, sometimes this is the objective view of yourself. But I think that really it's you looking at yourself from this Queen of Swords perspective and thinking, without this missing piece, my life is dry and desiccated. So I need this to add to this. Otherwise, this is going to be a permanent thing, yeah. So in this position, I think this card is you realizing that this gives meaning to your life. This makes everything full and rich. Otherwise, I'm going to work, I'm doing my routine, you're going shopping, you're doing your errands, you're going to work, you're making money, you're doing your spiritual practices, you're hanging out with friends and family, but it's missing something, right? It's missing that deeper, connective heart, open heart kind of purpose, right? That purity of heart that glues everything together. And I think once we realize that and we discover that, you open up your heart and this basically just inflates like a water balloon, right? And we get like the 10 of Cups. Yeah. So the 9 of Pentacles seems kind of pointless without an Ace of Cups in there somewhere. without that thing that kind of, that keeps everything moist, keeps everything lubricated, right? And of course, we're seeing with the Queen of Swords here in your environment, here in your projection, right? This is almost a card that's, well, I think it actually literally is. This is a card that's saying take a good bird's eye view of your life. Because you look at your life from the top down and you see, okay, everything is going pretty well. You're making progress in other areas of life. Your life is progressing. You're seeing visible signs of progress. Life's getting better. You're earning more money. Your physical health is going well. Your spiritual practice is going well. Like, things are moving in the right direction. The line is moving up and to the right. But as we look at it objectively as possible, how can you look at your life objectively? I mean, it's, we do the best we can. But you look at your life and you can see what it is that's kind of missing. Maybe where I'm missing that thing that brings everybody together. Like, you'll realize that you're missing that passionate hobby or that passionate expression of yourself that glues the rest of your life together and gives it all kind of a connective principle. You're maybe missing a sense of purpose. You're missing the deeper emotional experience of all these things that you're doing. And maybe you're missing, you're missing the intimacy. It could be like, you're going through your routines of your life and going to work and going to school and doing the things at home and doing all this kind of stuff. But you're not feeling the love. You're not feeling the connection. Okay. This is also the card that is looking at the past and processing an ending. And maybe this is your recognition that this situation is still and has been still, bothering you or causing some issues for you internally. And this is then the recognition that, okay, I've got to process the ending. I've got to finish doing this. Okay, I've maybe doing the ritual, closure kind of thing. Because the difficult thing for you is the Princess of Cups. The difficult thing for you is to let your emotions, your feelings, your desires, the things you're attracted to, have a voice, right? The Princess of Cups is feeling to behavior. Feeling to behavior. I want things. I desire things. I'm attracted to things, people, places, things, whatever, right? I want intimacy. I want love. I want to have dreams and hopes and wishes and aspirations, but this is like the big but I don't believe in any of that. I don't trust that. I don't, there's some mental aspect that is preventing that full expression. We feel the feelings. We feel an attraction. We feel a desire. But your mind puts a stop to it because of either the mistrust or the insecurity or the self-doubt. Okay. So that's why our Princess of Cups is in the position of the obstacle for you, or the fear, worry, and concern. We want to have the emotional experience of life to go with our very positive Nine of Pentacles, right? And so that's where you're moving forward. That's what's coming next for you, is this open heart, pure heart energy. And I think pure happiness coming in. I really do. I think that you're getting ready for something truly amazing. And the Luster Strength card at the end, well, that is you with the confidence and the courage to listen to your heart, okay? And to identify what it is that is preventing you from opening your heart. Okay, first step, recognize what's preventing you from opening your heart, and then open your heart and go forward with that sort of fuel. And this is going to take you into all aspects of your life: physical, financial, mental, emotional, spiritual, creative, every dimension of your life. You're taking this kind of open heart, pure happiness, passion. So your relationships at work, you're going to feel more awake, more alive, more intimate. Your family relationships, your presence, and your awareness, and even your appreciation and gratitude. Your joy, you're going to be able to feel more joy from the things that you do. So this isn't about you necessarily changing what you're doing, kind of like changing how we're doing it, or changing why we're doing it. You want to do it with more feeling, more connection. You want to feel present in what you're doing. Okay. And I think this is that confidence. This is that courage. This is that passion with which you're living your life now. In everything, in every dimension of your life now. It doesn't feel so much that it's a dry, desiccated, meaningless kind of thing. Now it's full of purpose and passion, and it's like I'm going to the grocery store and I love it, you know. It's that kind of energy, and maybe it's over the top, sure. But that is like you're present and you're alive in every experience you do. I get to go get the oil changed in the car, and that's going to be a passionate adventure. And it sounds silly, but I think it's to contrast the other end of that, which is everything is pointless, everything is lost. This is kind of an apathy. And this might be an over-the-top kind of passion where it's just the simplest, I'm going to brush my teeth today. But I think I'd rather lean this way than the other way. Yeah. So I think really, really a real change in your energy is coming this week, very soon. Yeah. Let's look at our mystery card, shall we? This is usually the guide. Position 11 of the spread represents the voice of the silence within you. What is the message from Spirit? What is it that you need to do in order to move forward here? If you have a prediction for this card, put it in the comments. I feel like we need an ace. Clarity, maybe we need the Ace of Swords to go with our Ace of Cups. We need the purity of heart. We need the clarity of mind to say, I'm not getting in my own way anymore. I've identified those thoughts and thinking patterns and all that kind of stuff that's kind of, hooked me into this other type of energy. Maybe this needs to be the intimacy, maybe a 6 of Cups. Let's see what we have. Knight of Pentacles. Good. Knight of Pentacles is looking at the future now. We're prepared. We are ready to move forward into the future. The queens, right, are looking at the past, remember? And we're looking at the past. The princes are fixed on the present moment. So it's kind of like there's part of your mind that's stuck in the past, dwelling on this thing, this event that happened at some present moment in your past, right? But for all intents and purposes, the more your emotional energy is fixed on that, this feels like it's happening now. Because your unconscious, your body, heart, and soul don't know the difference between past, present, and future. Your emotions, they feel like it's happening now. That's why in the very center pillar on the path of the dove, which is the present moment, the infinite here and now, this is where you're feeling the disappointment. This is where there is this unprocessed emotion. And this is where we're running into the self-consciousness or the insecurities or the doubt and the mistrust. But the actual event happened a long time ago. But your body doesn't know that. Your heart doesn't know that. And that's why things may be going very well in your life, but there is still this feeling that something's off. Okay? So this is how we represent that in the tarot, that there's a past event that's still affecting your present moment. By letting go of this, we get to this future of the purity. So the Knight of Pentacles is about to embark on a new journey. This is a card that's moving forward, ready for the future, envisioning a new future, and is just about ready to take that step. Okay? So we're going from this attachment connection to the past, whether you're aware of it or not, you're aware of it now, and then shifting over to a future orientation. It was the past leading up to now. And now, it's now leading to the future, you see? So it's a turning point. Going from the queens to the knights, it's a turning point. So you're starting to look forward now. You're starting to look into the future, and I think it's going to be glorious. This is a card that says get ready because, be prepared. There's a lot of good stuff coming your way, and we've got to take that action. You've got to use that lust card and move forward. It's kind of, this is the dawn of a new day. Yeah. Now, we're going to do an extended reading as well. If you want to stick around, we'll do an I Ching hexagram. We'll do some oracle cards. There is a link in the corner. There's a link down below in the video description. New readings for Cancer, Wednesdays and Sundays. This was your Saturday bonus reading for the week to come. Okay? So be sure to watch both of your other readings. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. Leave a comment and let me know where in the world you are watching from. I want you to know that you're the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you and I love you. And we are all in this together.